Hi guys, it's Amy from Little Farm Quilts. This is floss tube number 3 for me. Wow. We're gearing up for the holidays, so I guess the first thing I want to say is coming into the holidays, the YouTube videos will go up a little slower. As you probably know from following along with me, I have 3 or 4 of my kids living out of state. I have one of them coming home, so I will have 2 here for Thanksgiving, and he's coming home for the week, and my daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren are also here. So needless to say, the family time will come first, and since I already have a day job, that means these videos will go up kind of slower. I don't know. If I have time to do them, they will go up. If I have time to do stitching, they will go up, because that's the thing I worry about really, is that like this last week in preparation for getting ready for the holidays, I did not get a ton of stitching done, as you'll see here in a little bit. But I got enough. I mean, I got a lot for me. I stitched every day. I sewed a couple times this week. I'm a quilter as well, and I have customer quilts that I'm working on at the moment. So I feel like I got a lot done, but as you see in this video, it won't be a ton of cross stitching. I have probably, I want to say 6 or 7 Christmas whips that I'm working through right now, that I'd like to get done for Christmas. So I'm concentrating on those, and I've put all my other cross stitch whips aside. And I actually already have some planned for next Christmas to work on over the winter and things for next Christmas. Because honestly, Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's a time to spend with family. And at Christmas time, I'll have 3 of my 4 kids here, which for me is it's really difficult to get all 4 of my kids together at the same time. So even to just get 3 out of 4 of them, I feel totally blessed from that. So for those of you that don't know, I have a daughter, son-in-law, and 2 grandbabies that live here locally to me. I have a daughter and her boyfriend live out in California. I have a daughter, her husband, and 2 grandbabies live in Louisiana. And I have a son that lives in Houston, Texas. So, and if you followed along with me enough to know, you know I live in upstate New York. So those are not like weekend trips to go see these kids, so it's hard. So I feel totally blessed that I'm even getting, my son is coming home for Thanksgiving, totally blessed. I'm gonna have 2 of them here, and Christmas 3 of them will be here, and 2 of the grandbabies. So I think those odds are pretty good, so I'm looking forward to some good family time. But that being said, the stitching has been less because, as you can imagine, my mom is also coming down for Thanksgiving, so getting the house ready for guests takes some time. And I decided I want to decorate to the tilt before everybody gets here this week, and have the tree left to decorate so that we can do it kind of as a partial family event. Anyway, those are my ideas. So the videos through the holidays may be sporadic, probably not on a timetable either, so I will apologize to my followers ahead of time on that. I do like to do them, and I think doing the videos pushes me to get stitching done. But like I said, we'll see how it goes. This is really my first, because this is floss tube number 3, my first holidays going through floss tube and my sewing and the quilting business during the holiday season, which tends to ramp up over the holidays because of gifts. But anyway, we can get on to it. I do have some haul this week. I have actually 2 finishes, because I'm not sure I actually showed that. I don't know that this was actually finished on my last floss tube, so let me pull it out here. I don't think it was, but correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to comment. I'm working on, so let's show the finish first. I finished Chicken Joy. This was a free pattern from Priscilla, Blaine, and Chelsea. From the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. Please check them out on their YouTube channel. The link will be down below. And I finished it, and I left myself just enough room to make this an FFO. I think I could have done better on the spacing on this one, but I'm gonna make it an FFO. I'm hoping to do that sometime this weekend. If I do, I'll post pictures of it up on my Instagram, so go ahead and follow me over there if you want to keep track of that. If you don't, it's okay, I'll show you next time we're on. So now I'm going to talk about whips. I told you I have like probably about 6 Christmas whips that I'm working through right now. I only have 3 of them down here because I've kind of concentrated on these 3 right now. The other finish that I want to show you is the Snow Village Part 1. I don't think I had this finished last time we were here, but there it is. Very pretty. If you follow me over on my social media, this was over there on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. So that's the 2 finishes I have over the last couple weeks. I feel like I should have more finishes, but really, I stitch every day in the morning. First thing in the morning, I stitch. I've gotten to the point where I eat my lunch at my desk on off lunch hours, and then on my lunch hour I stitch. I do at dial-in meetings stitch because it helps me listen. It's hard for me on dial-in meetings to stay focused because I have no real person to watch that's speaking. So I stitch and I'm able to concentrate more. So I do stitch during those. I had 2 of those this week, so I stitched then. And I stitch every night, probably not as much at night. I think as I progress through the day, I get tired. I'm on a computer all day at work. Yeah. So I probably do not stitch as much as night, and I've had 2 nights this week where I've just been exhausted for one reason or another, and I've not stitched maybe more than 20 minutes each night. So I feel like I should have more done than that, but I'm okay with it. You'll see the other things that I've been working on too, so you'll know where my concentration has been. I did start and have been working on Snow Village Part 2, which before I show this, I know it's not centered on the piece. I didn't measure it. I just kind of started, and I always start in the bottom right hand corner of the chart, so I just measure a couple inches or at least an inch in and start from that corner, so it's not centered on the piece that I have cut for it. So just so if it disturbs you that it's not centered, because it does some people, then just ignore. But this is Part 2. This is the Skates and Sleds, I think. Yep, Skates and Sleds shop. And I've actually made quite a bit of progress on this. This is on 16 count Aida. So honestly, to stitch this, even in good lighting, I need to have my contacts in and a set of readers on, just because my eyesight's bad. And that has helped me make progress and help my stitches to look a little more even too. I sometimes think obviously if you're not seeing well, your stitches get kind of wonky-ish. The stitches look good, and I'm excited that that's actually almost done. I've gotten almost everything done inside the shop except for the door, and then I'll just have to fill in around it. And then it's the roof and the top border, and that will be done. I'm hoping, I don't know, sometime this weekend maybe. Probably not. I always say that, and then it always takes a lot longer than I think it's gonna. But I have project bags that I've made for everything, so I have that in a project bag. The second whip that I've been concentrating on, and this is in week 2 now. It's a stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop. The link will be below. It is one of Lori Holt's patterns. It's Bringing Home the Tree, and I just liked it because it's Christmas, and it's relatively easy stitch. I'm doing it on 14 count Aida, white Aida. I think it's antique white technically, and I'll show it to you. I've actually got week done. We're in week 2 now, and this is the first stitch along, I gotta say, that I've actually kept up with so far. Week 1 was the bottom part, this Bringing Home the Tree part, and if you go over to the Jolly Jabber blog, you can click on a link about Bringing Home the Tree, and it tells you what weeks they're stitching what part of the chart. And week 2 is the car with the tree. So I've got week 1 done, and I've started on week 2. Week 2 started on Wednesday, and I'm going to pull it close. This, I'm not using over dyed threads, so you can see I'm doing like half stitches and then filling in because I'm using DMC. When you use DMC, the dyeing of the thread is consistent throughout, so you can cross stitch however you want. You can do one half all the way across and then do the other half all the way across. When you use the over dyed threads, like the Classic Color Works, the Weeks Dye Works, you want to do one cross at a time and then move on. So this one's easier, A, because it's on white Aida, B, because it's 14 count, not 16 count, and C, because it's DMC and I can just whip out one part of the cross across and whip it back, and it actually goes pretty fast. I'm kind of happy with my progress, and I've been keeping up. And there's no floss tube next week for them because of the holiday, so I actually have 2 weeks to keep caught up. But honestly, this one I could stitch at night even when my eyes are tired. It's an easier stitch for sure. And if you can just, Priscilla Blaine talks about, you should hop over their YouTube channel and check out their videos, because she talks about techniques. She's done some videos for Fat Quarter Shop about outlining something and just having to fill in, which keeps you from having to glance at the chart all the time, which I have started to do that a lot on a lot of my items. As a matter of fact, on Chicken Joy, for the tree, I did all of the white, and then I did all of the little, as you can see, the little ornaments that are in the tree, and then I just sat there during a lunch hour and filled in the tree, because you don't have to glance at a chart all the time. So I'm always, when I'm working on something, I'm always trying to get it to a fill-in stage, because that will be the project that I take like in the car, when my husband and I are driving around to do errands. If I'm sitting out in the car while he runs in someplace, I can get a couple stitches in. I'm really that kind of OCD about it. And this one is in my Bloomtopia bag, which we'll talk about, which will be Fat Quarter Shop's charity stitch along. So you can, I'll talk more about that in a minute, because I have other Bloomtopia stuff here, I believe. Oh, I dropped one thing, so I'll talk about it anyway. But, and the third whip that I've concentrated on this week was, let me pull out the pattern here. It is Mary, which is jar number 3 in the Chockful series through Fat Quarter Shop. This is a collaboration between Priscilla Blaine and Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design, or Haberman. Priscilla draws the chalk drawings, Kathy transitions them into cross stitch patterns, and this is jar number 3. Those of you that were following along, I did Boo, and I've shown Harvest. Harvest was jar number 1. That was the one with the sunflowers. Boo is the one with the pumpkins, which I got the large done, but didn't, they all come with a large and a small pattern. Boo, I got the large done, but did not get the small done before Halloween, so I have set that aside. That's something I will finish up over the winter time and have ready for next Halloween. This one, because my goal is to have this done and finished and up on my table before Christmas, that has been one of the ones I've concentrated on this week as well. And actually, let me pull this thread out of the way so you can actually see it. I've gotten pretty far. I just started this week, so that's actually pretty good. And like you can see, right now I'm going down, I did a couple of the Santas. I'm going around to do all the white now. And once all the white is done, it should go fast as fast, because if you look at this pattern, a lot of the white is around the hats, it's around the faces. So that should do good. And then the Mary should go fast, because it's mainly the word and some few stitches on other ways. So I'm really hoping to get this one done, because I already have Harvest up finished upstairs, and I can just finish these and finally finish them, and they can interchange on the same items. And I'll show you those if I get them done. So those are the 3 whips I've concentrated on. Other whips that I have upstairs, I have Jack Frost Tree Farm that I'm doing on Monaco. And it's coffee tea dyed Monaco, and I was making progress on it and figured out I miscounted something. So I have a lot of frogging to do on that one. So I've kind of set that aside until I'm in a time frame when I feel like frogging. And I also have Christmas signs up there, which I haven't done any work on since last time you saw it. So that is that. Back to Bloomtopia. I wish I could step away for a second, but I'm not gonna. So Bloomtopia, Pet Quarter Shop does charity quilt along, and now this year a charity cross stitch to benefit Make-A-Wish. It's a free pattern that will come out in February. They're suggesting a donation to Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish link is on their website to donate. They try every year to raise quite a bit of money for Make-A-Wish so they can grant wishes. This year's goal is $50,000. So they're starting all this early. So in order to put a plug there, because I believe in giving back too and using our stitching to give back, because it's a free pattern, what you would have, my suggestion is what we would have spent on a fat pattern. So the patterns that I buy run anywhere from like $6 to $15 usually. So I'm giving money to Make-A-Wish in the amount of the pattern that I would normally spend, probably a little more than that. And that's my suggestion to everybody that follows me, to just what you would have spent on the pattern, give to Make-A-Wish. I went ahead and bought the project bag because I'm a sucker for a good project bag, and this is nice, big, and sturdy. And as you can see, the Bringing Home the Tree one, which is a big size pattern, fits in here nice, and it's heavy duty. So I take these back and forth to work with me, so I chuck them in my work bag with my laptop and everything else, and they hold up. So there's that. I know they have a needle minder. I don't generally use needle minders, although I've never had one. I've never tried one, so I don't even know. Maybe if I tried one, I would like it, but I don't have any. And I don't really want to spend the money on something I'm not sure I'm going to use. I'm like everybody else. I don't want to have wasted items around. But I got this. I also got the floss pack for Bloomtopia, which Fat Quarter Shop has up on their website. I will link it below. And I've got the fabric that they suggest, which is 25 count Lugana pewter. And I believe she just said on FlossTube that this is back in stock. I'll link it below if it is. So this is this. But I got all that just so it's all ready. So once I'm done using the Bloomtopia bag for whip, I will just put all my Bloomtopia stuff, the fabric, the floss. I also bought the floss pack in there, and that'll hold off for that. The other thing I got this week is, so now we're going to go to haul. I was at Walmart and I was looking for a frame. So Bringing Home the Tree, Lori Holt did it up in a farmwood type frame. I found this frame at Walmart and I forget how much it was, but it was not very expensive. I will put the Bringing Home the Tree in this frame without the glass. I don't put glass in my fronts. I like it without the glass and without the glare of the glass. I like to see the stitching. And I'll probably put a little batting behind it and put it on sticky board to get it a little poof in the frame. But I'll let you know. I'll show you how I finish that when that is done. So I have that frame. I think I might have shown you this one already, but I'm not sure. I got Winter Whirligig. I've done spring, summer, and fall. And now I have the winter one. So I'm really trying not to start this one because, well, all the ones that you're going to see now, I'm trying not to start. I'm trying to finish what I have before I move on. And I also have whips remaining from Mania. So I really need to start working on that. Plus I have other patterns hanging over there that I also want to do. So, you know, I might have to, because I liked participating in Mania, I may pick 31 of my patterns, because I'm pretty sure I have 31 by now, and set them aside and start collecting the things and kitting them up for next Mania, just to have a purpose for them, and then work on the ones that are left over the winter. So we'll see how things go. The other one I got was Kringle and Woolard by Plum Street Samplers, and I think I might have shown you that last time too. Lantern Lane by Little House Needleworks, and I like all of these. I recently got Cranberry Christmas from Hands On Design. which are also fun. And I'm, in my head, I'm like, these are small. I could probably get them done really quick, but I have all these other whips to do. I got Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Samplers. I have to tell you, Plum Street Samplers is kind of new for me, and I really like them. They're primitive, but they're farmhousey. I don't know how to describe that. To me, they are primitive, but they're farmhousey too, and I really, really like them. And now you're going to hear my dogs barking because somebody just walked in the house. The next one I got was Here's the Skinny on Christmas from Heart and Hand. In this one, I am not going to use the called for colors. I am actually going to go through my stash of classic Colorworks, and I'm going to arrange that. I actually have a finishing idea for this. I have old short shutters down here in the closet, and I thought that those would be nice to have this finished and on there. And apparently Heart and Hand has Here the Skinny on lots of things, so that might become an interchangeable thing in my house decor upstairs. But that's all I have for haul. This week I have some sewing things on the docket because of Christmas time. I have some quilting things I have to get done for customers, and I have family coming in for Thanksgiving. So as always, life is pretty busy. But it's all good. Plus, my husband and I have a trip to New York City the weekend after Thanksgiving. We're going down there for 4 days. The tree in Rockefeller Center gets lit on December 4th. We are going down December 5th. Our anniversary is Christmas Eve. So this is the first year we've really done anything in regards to celebrating our anniversary, like going away, because you have kids and you have Christmas and it's hard and it's okay, and that's the way we did things. But now we're taking a trip to New York City, so we're really looking forward to that trip. We're looking forward to seeing our kids, a couple of our kids on Thanksgiving, video chatting with the rest of them, and just spending some time getting the house festive looking. And I will actually probably videotape some sort of home tour. Somebody asked me to do that recently, and my home decor upstairs during the normal year is pretty clean. It's not really hugely decorative. It's pretty clean, pretty precise. Not really a lot of tchotchkes everywhere. Not, at least not right now. We just moved in this house I think this is our 4th year in the house that we're just finishing now, going into our 5th year. And honestly, it's the first time we haven't had kids in the house, so my style is starting to come out a little bit. So I think there will be more decorating going on as we progress without children in the house. But for Christmas time, we do decorate pretty heavily, and I get lots of compliments on our Christmas decorating inside the house. So I probably will do some sort of video tour of the house once we get all the decorations up, and as it progresses. So stay tuned for that. Today is a short floss tube, as I did not get a lot done, and that's okay. I mean, maybe by the next time I put up a floss tube, I'll have way more done because I'll have more time off from work and be stitching more. But I encourage all of you to do the things that make you happy, and spend time with your family this Thanksgiving, and count your blessings and be thankful for what you have. And I will see you the next time I'm able to post. Bye, guys.